So welcome back guys to We Talk Boxing, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Chris Eubank and Janibek, who currently is the unified middleweight champion after defeating his opponent last night, Vincenzo Gutamiri. Probably butchered that name, but he was the IBF champion before obviously Janibek beat him. I am calling him Janibek because I can't pronounce his surname. But anyhow, he adds the IBF belt to his current WBO belt, so he now is pretty much the main man in the middleweight division, which I think it's interesting. But the reason for this video is because I like what this guy's saying. He did an interview before his fight, which took place early hours this morning, last night, however you want to call it, and pretty much stated that he's looking to clean up the middleweight division before potentially stepping up and challenging the biggest name in boxing at the minute, and that is obviously Saul Canelo Alvarez. And he said how he's pretty much going to do it is going to try and capture all the belts and then move up. And he stated in this interview that people like Chris Eubank Jr. is pretty much is running from him. He's scared to fight him. But obviously that champion who Vincenzo guy who he fought wasn't scared to fight him, and that he was more of a man than what Chris Eubank Jr. is, and I think that's quite interesting because I do feel that this is a brilliant opportunity for Chris Eubank Jr. to become a full flight or full fledged world champion. Yes, he won the IBO title, which officially made him a world champion. But if he could fight this guy Janibek and fight for both of his belts, then that will be a brilliant opportunity to be, a two title world champion, and I think that would be brilliant because he'll have some sort of legacy, some pedigree. Yes, he is a big name and he is a big earner in the sport, and he's got a big following, but he needs, at this stage of his career, he needs belts, to try and state that he was something in boxing, because his father was a brilliant boxer and obviously a warrior back in his day, which was beyond my time. But I feel that Chris Eubank Jr. now needs to try and add some proper silverware to his collection. Now, I'd love this fight to be Chris Eubank Jr.'s next fight, but I don't feel that it's going to be the case. We all pretty much have heard the rumours lately in regards to Conor Benn and himself pretty much having a fight pretty much signed and sealed for December the 23rd this year. Hasn't been confirmed yet, but that's likely looking like the date which is going to go ahead, which is a good fight because obviously both guys will earn a lot of money handsomely for this fight. But if he does slip, if he does lose to Conor Benn, then it just means that him pursuing someone like a Janibek could possibly go out the window, and his chance of becoming a world champion could possibly go out the window. So, yeah, he's got a bit of thinking to do before the Conor Benn fight is officially announced. Now, one thing that could possibly happen, because obviously we know that Eubank obviously has earned a lot of money in the sport, but I feel that he wants to be a world champion. Now, let's say that for some reason Eddie Hearn and the British Board of Boxing aren't gonna agree for the fight to take place in the UK, and maybe they want it to officially be cleared, etc., then maybe they could possibly wait before actually doing this fight in Saudi, and actually letting Conor go through the hearing, which I don't think is going to happen, by the way, and allow Chris Eubank Jr. to fight this guy, hopefully beat this guy, have some world titles, and it would be a bigger fight next year, for Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr., rather than rushing it to try and get it done by the end of the year. It will still be a big fight. There'll still be plenty of pay-per-views, but it won't be in the UK. And I feel that this fight, this Chris Eubank versus Conor Benn fight, if it was to be done in the UK, it would make more money for both fighters, because if you think about it, yes, this fight would be done in Saudi between Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr., and they will be making a lot of money from the Saudi backing. But pay-per-views, yes, they're going to be making a lot because people are going to want to see it. But if they sold out Wembley as well, just imagine how much the tickets would go for that, and they would sell out Wembley, I feel, because it's two big names, and yeah, they would, I feel, sell out Wembley because a lot of people would be intrigued, especially if they've got a good undercard as well, some good top fights on there as well. I feel as if it could be a massive event, one that could possibly be remembered, especially if the fight was an excellent fight as well. But anyway, I just thought I'd make a quick video in regards to Chris Eubank Jr., this Janibek guy, calling him out and saying that he wants to pretty much clean up the middleweight division before moving up, and he wants to face Canelo in the future. He feels that he can clean up the middleweight division and take on the bigger names in the sport like Canelo. But obviously does want to fight someone like a Chris Eubank Jr. because he knows that Chris Eubank Jr. is the cash cow in the middleweight division at the minute. There's no one else in that division who is the cash cow. Yes, you've got Golovkin, but Golovkin's been inactive for a while now. We don't even know if he's going to come back. So yeah, it's interesting things really, and yeah, from my point of view, I want to see Eubank Jr. become a full-fledged, proper world champion. But I'd also love to see that fight with Conor Benn. But I'd love to see it in the UK. Let me know your thoughts in regards to this potential fight. Would you rather Chris Eubank Jr. fight Conor Benn, or would you rather him fight Janibek for the titles? Let me know your thoughts. And as always, guys, please subscribe and like. Bless.